Hey guys, this is Subbu Addanki. In the previous session, I explained about skin info section. Now, I am going to explain hyperdisk. Hyperskin version 3.0 comes with latest features like prefix, suffix, adjust disks during import time, and last selection. It brings back last selected vertices for quick skinning. In the today's session, we will discuss about hyperdisk and visibility. First, let us try create hyperdisk. Without filling these details, if we try create hyperdisk, it raises error, my node doesn't exist. First, let us input skin mesh here. L underscore refers to joint prefix for left side skinned joints. R underscore refers to right side joints prefixed with R underscore. Since it's a prefix, L underscore, let us go with prefixing for now. Hyperscaling system supports 3 different types of hierarchies. Let us see what type of hierarchy it is here. It is a single hierarchy. All the joints comes under one root joint. Hyperskin supports single hierarchy and multiple hierarchy like broken hierarchy, and even independent joints, individual skinny joints. Sometimes based on requirement we may use joints not directly under the another joint. For example, here transform group has come in the middle of these joints. Hyperskin supports this type of hierarchy also. For testing purpose, we took these joints. And one more thing, these end joints are acting as a directional joints for skinned joints. Though they are not, these end joints not participating in skinning, they will act as a reference or directional joints for the skinned ones. Similarly, this joint is not skinned. Sometimes we will use radial joints to control kneecap area, to influence more of this area during during knee bend like poses. So let us see how disks are created for this single hierarchy. We already entered skin mesh information here. The next step is just create hyperdisk. In this step, what it's doing is it's collecting joints info. Means it analyzes hierarchy, and if there are anything needed to its best, it suggests. Take all the information of skinned joints, left side, right side, and center joints. Now it's creating hyperdisk for each skin one. I mean each skin joint. In hyperskinning system, each disk plays major role. It controls the specific region of that section. Generated hyperdisk successfully. All these disks are grouped under one group and one mesh group. if we are using another mesh like a pant, all the pant related disks are parented under pant group. Now all mesh related, I mean body mesh related disks are parented under one group. All these groups are segregated as center disk group, left disk group. That's how it is easy to manage. Sometimes we may need to work on right side also. That time we can use mirror disk or proxy. In this case, let us observe few things. Few disks are not exactly aligned with the cross section of the body. For example, most of the times cog disc will fail and clavicle disc may fail, and sometimes chest area this disc may fail to retain smooth and neat shape according to the cross section of this area of the body. So in such case, what we can do is select the disc and let us replace with different disc nearby any other disc. Suppose let us see where the pivot is. This is a cog disc and it is closer to root joint. Select this first, next this one, and replace hyper disc. So we get almost closer disc to that shape, and we can just rotate it to align. Similarly, clavicle disc, we can take it from shoulder disc, replace. Similarly, spine disc, we can replace it from immediate spine below joint, replace disc. Since it's a last joint, sometimes it might be scaled little less. So we can scale little bigger and we can see how much it is going out. And we can that's how we can adjust the remaining disc from the existing disc. And one more thing, this particular disc, it is almost covering lot of area. Hyposcan always calculates the space between parent disc and its, let us say for each joint there is a child joint. For this disc, it will act as a child disc. So the area covers between left to left and right area to right area. This much area it covers while calculating the vertex information. So let us limit every disc to that specific cross section and related to that area. If we don't select any other disc and we just selected only single disc, and if we replace, it creates circular disc. It's nothing but default disc. And even if we select first under target disc and replace, it will replace with the target disc. But here we need something like a round disc. Let us undo. We can rotate the disc to match the cross section. And it doesn't take much time. You can toggle the visibility of the skin mesh to wireframe to normal mode so that we can see how the disc is fitting. Can use object mode to align properly. So that's how we can go about it. Every hyperdisk comes with few set of attributes. Let us discuss each attribute in detail. Now let us see how to export disk or attributes. When file location is on, disk or attributes will be exported to the same file location. Let us see the file location. In the same file location, there is hyperscaling library folder is already created. When we export disk or attributes, they will be exported to this location. It is already exist. Let us delete. There is no need of any selection. Just run export disk. So disks are exported to this location. Similarly, let us see how to export attributes. Before exporting attributes, let us edit few attributes and see how they exported and while they imported. In the previous section, we did manually replace the hyperdisk. Now let us see how to automate that replacing hyperdisk. There is attribute sections, blend areas, replace disk, scaling, orientation and volume preserve. Let us see all these attributes in detail. For now, let us explain copy disk. Disk shape, whatever it is there, still it is still in work in progress. Let us see for now copy disk. When copy disk is none, it won't copy it, it will retain its own shape while importing attributes. When copy disk is from parent or child, it copies from the parent joint or child joint. Sorry, this is clavicle disk. Placed at clavicle joint. Select this and target disk from shoulder and replace manually. So this is what we can see. Instead of doing it manually, let us do it automatically. Let's undo this step and this one. Since shoulder is a child of clavicle, we can select the disk and copy disk from child. Similarly, this one, spine 4, copy disk from parent. For this parent joint is this one. Similarly, cog joint. For this cog disk, you can copy disk from parent. Let us see. Root joint is a parent of cog joint. Here is the disk. So this is the root joint disk. It will be copied from it. Similarly, this one, copy disk from parent, copies from this thing, or even we can copy it from child. So let us export attributes. So this is the same file, attributes. All these attributes are exported as commands. Now let us see how to import disk or attributes using file location. Suppose let us say our model has been changed, retopo might have been taken, and you might have rebuilt the skeleton again using your auto rig. So we can import disks now from the previous version of saved copy. Let us import disk. Let us see whether they are constrained and rotated. So they are following, and same group, everything has come in its place. Now let us see importing attributes. Before that, let us observe the attributes we set. See, child attribute, it will be copied from this thing. Similarly, this one copied from parent, this thing. In the beginning, all blend attributes comes with 0 0, base blend and tail blend, but let us say only this one comes with 1 1. Now let us put it to 0 values, this one. So let us switch on adjust disks and let us see how these disks will be copied from given attributes. Import ATTRs, imported attributes successfully. Do you want to replace and update hyperdisk? Yes. See, this is what we can get in final version. If we don't use this thing, here exactly what we'll get in final version. Sorry, not final version. Let us say from the second rig onwards, the moment we started keep working on lot of rigs. Let us say we are working on 10th rig by this time. So once you have all the attributes library, you can import from a specific character, like switch off this thing and import attributes, and it will leads to your library. Go to your library and you can choose from different attributes. Like the more you characters you do, the more based on variation you can have various library of settings, like a child, fat, man, skinny, woman, and default. You can choose any one and just accept it. So you will update this thing. So you don't have any distorted disk in the beginning. All copy of the disks has been happened automatically. Now if you want any disk, if you are not satisfied with any disk, just replace. You can get it to this one. Editing of the disks include translation, rotation, and scaling. These three things you can do it, but you are not allowed to edit the vertices.